Hi guys, in this second part of the plugins tutorial on the DCR portal, we will be looking at how to use plugins in the editor. So I'm going to here to my front page, and I'm just going to pick the typical example that we use throughout the tutorials. And normally when I click here, it would be blank my options to choose, but I just enabled the search path plugin, so I'm able to choose it from here. And as you see, it's going to show up as a web part or as a pop-up, or how you would. And this is actually a pretty nifty plugin, and what it does is it kind of creates a happy path or a full set of possible paths shown more or less as BPM, and that can be pretty handy if you need a different view on things. So the most simple way to use this plugin is simply by viewing the full path or the full option of paths. So what I do is I can press display here, and hopefully it'll create a search path for me. Well, it won't be a search path, it's probably just gonna be the different possibilities here. So what you can see is that the example we had before here is created more or less in a BPM manner, and you can see that you have the possibility of creating an employee, and from there you can approve, or the manager can approve. What is great out here is the possibility of repeating actions once you're on this node. So that means once you create an employer, create an expense claim, and the manager approves, you can actually approve it as many times as you want to, and from there he can go and pay out, or the finance can do so. Another way is to go through reject. You can then repeatedly reject as many times as you want, then he can approve. He can approve again, and then he can pay out. So that's more or less the full path. As you can see, I've kind of edited the graph so that once approve is selected, then you can't reject again. So that's why it's the graph is so small. But another thing you can do, and that's probably going to be more obvious when you are looking at bigger graphs than this one, where it's not that obvious as it is in this one, but you can find the happy path or the shortest path from one activity to another. So I can choose create, from create to pay out, and I can choose approve. That just means that I have to go through that activity, and I can avoid reject. So if I press display here, I more or less get the simple swim lanes of how each activity is executed using the shortest path available. Just to show you that there's other possibilities, I can use reject, which means that it has to find the shortest path to pay out, but it needs to go through reject. So if I press display, I'll get another level on the swim lane display here. So yeah, that's pretty much how you use the extensions. You can choose them from up here, and depending on if you're using your own or another plugin, it's of course going to be different functionalities and so on, but that's more or less the basics of it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.